everyone, this is Rachel again. I'm going to do a review on the Sisterhood. I know there's other people doing the review, but I think mine is kind of exciting because I'm an exciting person. But it's just if you're going to watch it, watch it. If not, it's okay. The Sisterhood is a new show that's on TLC. And it's not your average grandma preacher wives. These are young, sophisticated, educated black women, Hispanic, white, and they are basically the hip or the, I guess, I don't know, current or the my age range preacher wives. Names and a little bit about them so you know. Sorry about that. I didn't have my screen ready, so I ain't got no paper to write down, so I'm like ad-libbing. Basically, the series it just started, so they're just on episode 2 right now. The first episode was "Thou Shalt Not Cross the First Lady." I'm gonna first talk about the women. The first woman, Dominique. Okay, Dominique, she's a kind of a BBW. She's not really like S's BBW. She's a smaller BBW, but she is a preacher's wife. She has 2 girls. She has a really bad past that she really don't want to talk about, but she do get into it in the second episode. And she has a husband, and it's like she loves her husband. He wants to remarry, but she don't because she wants to like get rid of the skeletons in the closet and clean up her past a little bit before she move on to her future, which is kind of strange because she's already married. So if she's not in love with this man, which I don't think you're allowed to get divorced once you're married to a preacher. I don't know. How does that work? Anybody know? Anyway, so she basically want to clean up her skeletons in the closet before saying I do again to her husband. Okay, moving on to Tara. Lord have mercy. Tara reminds me so much of this guy I used to date. Okay, I understand. Everybody knows Jesus. Everybody, if you haven't read the Bible, you read parts of the Bible. But this woman, she wants to minister you from the time you say hello until the time you say goodbye. She don't want to talk about how you feeling. She don't want to know how your day going. She just want to read you scriptures or quote scriptures to you, or she wants to be an evangelist, so she feels that everything comes out of her mouth has to be of the Bible. She has a white husband. They've been together 17 years. She has 3 kids, 2 boys, 1 girl. And somehow they got kicked out of their church that they were supposed to be not really joining, but they supposed to be in head of the church, but somehow they got kicked out. So we're gonna go into that and later on in this in the series. So we really don't know why they got kicked out. They keep saying one reason, but everybody else coming up with another reason. Okay, moving on. Ivy is pretty cool. She's actually from the group Escape. So she's married. She has 1 child. He's not really a newborn. I guess he's almost 1. But she seemed down to earth. Her husband, they seem fun. He bought her some handcuffs, and he said, "All I want to see you is in the handcuffs, and you're gonna have to get the best 5 minutes of your life." It was so funny. That was so funny. So I liked that part. But she gets into it with Tara. Everybody gets into it with Tara. Dominique gets into it with Tara. But Dominique tries to clear it up. And then Ivy tried to have lunch with her and try to clear it up. But it's just no getting through to Miss Tara. Moving on to Christina. Okay. Christina is married. She has no, I don't think her and her husband have children. Oh yes they do. They have two girls. Like 14 and 16 I believe. That's what it was. Because they had a segment on there on episode 1 where her dad, which is the pastor of Oasis, which they invite anybody. They don't care who you are, as long as if you want to be in their congregation, you can. Young, old, short, fat, whatever. They like anybody. But they were talking to their daughters about sex. And he basically was trying to tell them, you must use protection, you must use protection. When I first started having sex, I got a couple of diseases, and this is before I married your mother, and I don't want my daughters to go through the same thing I went through. So he had a banana, and he had a condom, and he put the condom on the banana, and they looking like, why, Dad, why are you doing this to us on national TV? So they talked about sex. It's like and then the mother said they'll never look at bananas again, the same again. So moving on to Delana. Delana, I really don't know much about her. She's the Caucasian white lady. She has a white husband. I don't know if they have they have their own church. And they both are preachers. And children-wise, I'm not so sure, because she came in basically the second episode, which was titled "Thou Shalt Not Jump to Judgment," and she really didn't want to hear about the Tara, Dominique, and Ivy conversation, because Tara wasn't there. Only Dominique and Ivy was there at her house, and she was like, I rebuke y'all. She's not here to defend herself, so I don't want to hear it. So basically she's like, she says she don't like to get into gossiping, and she don't want to hear he say, she say stuff. So she seemed like a reserved type person, just like Tara, but she's not really throw in your face the Bible type. She'll just sit back and then hear your opinion, and then if she has something to say, she'll say something. Not, she won't. Basically, I like the show. I'm going to continue to watch the show. I'm going to try to do reviews on each episode. If I don't do a review on this episode, don't fault me for it. I'm trying to get a lot of videos out and trying to do a lot of different things. So, but it's a must-see. I mean, if you just look at it just to get a couple of laughs, I mean, it's a good show. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. But right now, like I said, they're just on the second episode. It airs on Tuesday nights, TLC, and it comes on right after it comes on the greatest ever funeral. Oh, that show is something else. I'm not faulting him for what he's doing, because nobody else in the funeral home has thought about that. But I give all props to him for what he's doing. Moving on from the Sisterhood to this show called The Funeral. He's like a funeral director, but he gives the deadly departed family a lighter view of death. He basically don't come in with the darkness and the just the prayer and mourning. He actually have actors that hallelujah and don't take my brother, and he got people. He actually have props. One guy, he had spina bifida. He was born with spina bifida, so he couldn't get on none of the rides. So they went to an amusement park and rode his urn on all rides. It was like hilarious. Then they had another funeral where the guy that sang Chili's Baby Back, Baby Back, Baby Back Ribs song, he died in 2012. So his family decided to have barbecue ribs with a barbecue fountain that looks like what chocolate fountain looked like, except it was barbecue sauce. So when you came up, you got a rib, and you dip your rib in the barbecue sauce, and then you said your little saying, and you took a bite of your rib, and then you sat down. So they had pigs there. They had, like I say, barbecue. A guy in the back barbecuing on the stage. They had his casket. It looked like a big old grill. Okay, then they had another one where the guy, he liked Christmas. So everything was Christmas. They had billy goats. They had sheep. They had Santa. They had, it was just wild. So if you're interested in stuff like that, watch it. It's either hilarious, you'll either like it or you won't. But those are the shows that I've been watching. I've been watching a couple of other shows. Right now, my Once Upon a Time did come back. So I've been watching that. My 666 Avenue have not started back yet. I'm waiting on that for the start back. I'm waiting on Walking Dead to start back. And I'm waiting on Supernatural to start back. So I'll be sitting and watching it, and sometimes if I miss it, then I'll, you know, just go and get it on demand and watch it. But sooner or later I'll get it watched, and if I decide to do a review on some of those, I will. But right now it's the Sisterhood, the Funeral, what else? What else do I watch? I try to watch The Neighbors. I try to watch Big Bang Theory. Grey's Anatomy kind of threw me off this season, so I really don't know if I'm coming or going with Grey's Anatomy. But yeah, those are the shows I watch. I'm waiting on my True Blood to come back. That's not coming back until way summertime. But what is coming back that I'm looking forward to see is Game of Thrones. Now that is my show. That is my show from the beginning to the end, to the end to the beginning. I'll watch the whole 2 seasons before the new season starts. So the new season starts in March, but it is a good show. So if you don't get into it, you must get into it. So thank you for watching my review on the Sisterhood and a little bit of the Funeral show. And you all keep watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.